You're focused on the wrong grind. Let's have a conversation and figure out why. When we first become adults, I think a lot of us have this idea baked into our existence that because everything had always been given to us when we were kids, food, shelter, that sort of thing, that somehow that's going to continue into adulthood. And I think the idea of people giving their kids a better life than they had, well, it comes from a place of love and compassion, is a bit of a flawed concept and actually kind of sets us up for failure in early adulthood. By that, I mean that instead of giving them the tools to solve the problems they'll face, they're just given the answers because they'll learn whatever they need to succeed once they get into college, right? I'm not saying that we shouldn't do everything we can for our kids, but giving them the mental tools to make a better life for themselves than what you had sets them up a hell of a lot better than just giving them that better life. And well, I want to do a longer video on this entire topic at some point. This was just kind of to set the stage of what I actually want to talk about today. And that is that while most of us eventually learn what the grind is, most of us end up being focused on the wrong grain. By the time we figure out that we need to be able to support ourselves because we have wants and needs outside of just living with our parents or realizing that eventually they're going to kick you out, it's already ingrained in us that the way we do that is by getting a job. And so we do. One way or another, the vast majority just get a job. And they even convince themselves that having a job is secure, that it's guaranteed income, which it's not. It can be secure a lot of times, but it's not guaranteed. Not that there's anything wrong with that kind of life, but you have to choose it for the right reason, not just because you were told to. And unfortunately, we also have to recognize that some people, it's just all they're cut out for. And that's not because they can't do more, it's because they'll never try, even if they recognize that there's a better way. But these reasons and more are why we, people like you and me, reject it. Eventually, we figure out that that is the wrong kind of grind for us. We want freedom, we want to make a mark, we want actual security and a future that we don't have to be beholden or accountable to anyone but ourselves. And the more you think about the kind of life that you could be living, the more you feel the conviction to actually make it happen. Some people discover this early on and they usually end up being extremely successful people. Others, like myself, realize it later in life. And while the odds are against me becoming a billionaire starting 20 years late, it's not going to stop me from trying, because this new mindset is my new grind. Because unless you aim for those heights, you're never going to achieve anything other than a mediocre existence, even working for yourself, because there's plenty of working class business owners who struggle with low profit businesses to break even and break out of the lower and lower middle class. And that brings me to another point. Just because you're a business owner now doesn't mean you're going to succeed. The vast majority of new businesses fail. So don't let yourself be dragged down by it. Just let it go and try again. If you're on that path but don't see a light at the end of the tunnel, a way to truly scale the business or retire yourself early out of it, or whatever it is that you want to do with it, maybe you should examine if it's really working for you, because there's a few possibilities. The first is that the business model just isn't profitable no matter how hard or creatively that you work. And if that's the case, shut it down, start over, just start something new. Don't be stuck with it. Or what if you're doing it just because you feel that you have to do it because you started it? Like, you can't get your heart into it, you don't feel excited by it. Well, guess what? That's no different than employment. You're beholden to this company that's doomed to either fail or break even forever because you aren't excited about it. And that's not freedom either. Shut it down, start something new, don't be stuck with it. The grind that we should be after is the one that allows us to live our life free in whatever way that means to you, financially, socially, spiritually, whatever. And the most important part of knowing that you found it is that it will stop feeling like a grind. Your passion will outshine everything else, and you won't dread doing it every single day. You won't be working anymore, you'll be creating. You won't be following, you'll be living. And you won't be giving your kids anything, because you'll be teaching them how to do the same. Thanks so much for hanging out today. I truly do appreciate it. Do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe buttons. It really does mean the world to me and lets the algorithm know that this video is worth the next person's time. Until next time, take care.